Aaron Gale of the day, match number 3. Only 3 more to go after this one. And it is getting interesting. I'm taking a look at the leaderboards right here.
Yep.
Obviously, Vampire Esports are, big chillin'. Big chillin' here.
Very big chillin'.
I don't think they got anything to worry about. If they were to possibly worry, here's the scenario I think that has to happen. They have to go out 0 points here this game. And we have to see 628 or Alpha 7, 20 elimination chicken dinner.
Which is possible.
It's possible.
We've seen it happen.
We've seen it happen.
We've seen Vampire go out early, and we've seen big wins. So these two scenarios could coincide.
That is correct.
There you go.
But
that's my analysis.
That is the exact scenario that has to happen. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard when you're looking at the top players, and all of them happen to be on the Vampire side.
Yeah, I mean, maybe throughout the day we could see that changing. Look at that. Being able to take one of the top spots in terms of knockouts. So maybe it seems slowly encroaching on the land of Vampire Esports here. On good old Transylvania.
Oh, okay.
And that circle favors 628 to start things off. But I will say, I know you want to talk.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
When we last saw a circle that favored 628, down here we saw eventually Fireflux being the victors with that farmhouse near the field. And 628 didn't get much converted on a game like that. So I think they need to just be a bit more proactive in this circle compared to the previous ones that they were. And maybe job's a good one.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Where is that zone going to go? Are we going to have a similar one like we saw the other day? Or is it going to possibly hard shift on up the hospital, you know? Maybe even down and have a full-fledged Primorsk finish? That'll make things interesting. Here we go. Match number 3. And we're off. Looking right now as we see Twisted Minds in Pachinki, Big Chillin', Tiamba over here in Milta. Top teams in the lobby. Vampire all the way up in Stalber, baby.
They're far.
What do you think about that?
They are far. I don't know. I'm theorizing an insane boat rotation, but I don't think it's going to be the case. They'll come in on the land. They'll try and come in probably on the north, past hospital and ruins, etc. But anyway, as you can see, already beached the boat as Jing, who was up there in terms of knockouts, gets to Primos very, very quickly. And the rest of his team's going to try and slowly loot through Ferry Pier because ultimately you don't need all 4 in Primorsk at this point. You know that no teams are dropping down here alongside you. Spread yourself out, get that loot on the board. And again, I feel like start to take some of those priority locations a little bit north of you.
Yeah, I think you want to definitely get set up as early as you possibly can. And we're still seeing pretty similar timing when it comes to rotations. I think here, as we see Alpha 7 full sending it on most likely North George. Yep, they're going to be heading over here to North George, looting it all up. And then most likely he's going to take that bridge on down into the zone. Fireflux, Soulless, hopping in the right as well. Fireflux currently sitting in 10th place, all right? Good game here. They could jump all the way to 4th place.
They could.
That is crazy. It's honestly nuts. We haven't really talked about that, how nuts the difference in points from pretty much 10th all the way to 4th place is.
So usually I describe that as how big the mid pack is, right? If you think about it. So yeah, as you say, 88 points, 4th place, Gladiators, down to, as you say, Fireflux, 10th place, 72 points. So the difference in 6-7 spots is only about 15 points. Jeez. So huge moves could quite easily make a seismic shift in how much money you're walking away with out there. It's really, really down to the wire for a lot of these guys who know at this point they're probably out there running for #1, but there is so much more for them to play for.
100%. So much more to play for indeed. Let's see how it's all going to work out here because, you know, when you have such an amazing prize pool that we see here, it really just incentivizes teams to just give it their all.
Every game.
Even those squads at the bottom. Looking at it right now, so we're talking about that difference, right? From 4th place, just $100,000.
It's all right.
You know, just $100,000.
Pretty good. I'm gonna be real.
No big deal. You know.
10th
10th place, $49,000.
Okay.
Okay, that is a That's a big difference.
And anybody in that range could easily jump and leap and attack that 4th place location, is what you're saying.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? I will say, $100,000, not bad for 3 days' work.
I'm gonna say that's pretty good.
Pretty good?
Pretty good.
Pretty good indeed, right? It's absolute insanity here. Okay, we're seeing nice interesting rotations from D plus Kia.
I've got 5 on them showing that as a replay later on. They like showing their car flips and things like that.
So, you know what they really do? They always seem to kind of like a nice little flip over. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're watching Tianba rotate over here. This zone, man. Oh, we're seeing a nice migration come from the top. I am not shocked to see Vampire coming into this circle ultra late. I think they're just looking to play it just safe as possible, put a couple points on the board, just take the bag home.
There's some teams that could easily hold them out. I'm hearing some cheering going on as well.
Yeah.
As the fans in the crowd at the moment here, looking hopefully for some of their favorites to be able to make a splash here, and it's getting to midnight. It's getting to those later hours, not literally, but in terms of the tournament as a whole, it's getting towards the very end by which you can start racking up those points. So it's a slow start here for this one, basically because again, for a lot of these teams, the playing path was just very far away from this circle, so nobody really wants to have to fight one another. They just want to get to the circle first, then we can figure out those tussles.
Okay, so for this match in particular, I think this is a massive match for Gladiators and Stalwart.
Yeah.
Okay, because obviously those guys want to at least take away that 2nd place prize pool. They're so close to each other, but there is a nice little gap between 3rd and 4th. So I think this is the one where if you want to make sure you try to get that 2nd place prize pool, you need a good performance here and now, more than ever.
I would say so. I mean, looking at how much they've been able to, well, Stalwart's been able to rack up so far throughout the day, there's an opportunity for a huge leap for them, considering where they started. And for Gladiators, they did enough in the previous game. I did want to see them be a bit more gung-ho about trying to get towards some of the winning circle situations. I think the fight against Alter Ego, yeah, again, it's guaranteed 2 points, but then you suddenly open yourself up to Fireflux quite quickly. And then it really hampers and slows down your potential move in towards Milter and things like that. But, I mean, regardless, they're coming in late alongside Vampire. They are up at the top here. We're on board with Tixie, who's currently in the blue, doing the rotating things.
Yes, they are. Everyone's doing them rotating things. Now we're starting to see that congestion here on the south side. Meanwhile, we see Icy. He does have that Car 98 in hand, but he's about to blow up. He knows it. Hops out the ride, blows it up himself. The Roadster completely taken out. Icy stuck in a really bad spot. You can see Ren there. Yep, catching some toes. And Icy is down.
Caught him dead to rights. Transitioning through these fields can be very, very tricky, I think, because if you've got teams sat up in these woods and the like, then they'll be happy to take some of these shots very, very quickly. The rest of Stalwart are going to be moving on, realize they can't really salvage all of that. Okay, so it's relatively similar of a circle as what we had when we saw that Fireflux win come down, but the difference here is so many teams are center compared to that previous scenario already.
And Stalwart going out, losing a player here really hurts because they're that team I just talked about, right? That are trying to catch up to that Alpha 7, and that is a 25, 26-point difference for them. So they are going to have to pull out something huge here. Meanwhile, we are looking at the zone. We're seeing Vampire, Gladiators pushing on right through, and they do take out one of the players from Vampire.
Times 249 here for Tony K, trying to make something happen. And against, already goes down, actually Ravenclaw helping out from a distance with that Scar. Looking for more reinforcing shots. Tony K is down. If they lose people here, man, it could be another disappointing game for Vampire.
Tony K is gone. He is gone, so he's not getting picked back up here. So it is just 2 players from Vampire. Could be another goose egg finish, or actually, I think their first goose egg finish if they go out here. And from where they're sitting, it is not looking good.
Nope, not at all. So rough times for Vampires to start off the day. It does show that they can bleed here in a lobby like this and get caught off on these rotations.
We can see him down there. Tony K looking really nervous.
Yeah.
So nervous. I think they're shaking.
Maybe not that much.
Maybe not that much shaking. Oh, well, that didn't seem so calm.
They're playing it out. They're playing it out, eh? And I think ultimately, again, they still know that they have such a cushion to actually play with, but, you know.
Oh, my goodness. It's incredible. I mean, legendary performance, and I think right now is just the victory ride out. But, you know, there's still this game and 3 more later. Like I said, the scenario where that door will start to creep open. Alpha 7, 628 saw 2 heavy hitters from Vampire gone.
Yep.
20 elimination chicken dinner. Nothing less, in my opinion. They need that.
This game, you could get your foot in the door. Yep. How do you do that? Let's take a look at where they actually are here. As Gladiators coming in from the north, they're going to be fine. They don't mind playing the north on a circle like this. That's the plane, going to drop something, and if we take a look at this circle, this is great, because this is exactly what I want to see. Where's 628, and where is other contenders here, Alpha 7? Right now, relatively close to one another. As this circle pops, you can see 628 kind of fanned out far to try and work for a potential possible wide rotate, especially if it was to pop north. They'd be in a great spot to try and strike out at that. Alpha 7, God Compound. They've got a really good location at the moment here for this.
Oh.
And it does go north. So 628, if they send hard east now, could take a very important hillside that will be instrumental in a circle like this.
There are some really good hillsides here.
Yeah.
Radio tower still available as well. That is a nice spot to have here in this next zone. Alpha 7 are going to be maintaining that position down. I do want to give some information. I did talk to the coach from Alpha 7, right? So I said, like, hey, what are you going to do to catch Vampire? You know, and he looked at me and said, there ain't nothing we gonna do to catch Vampire. You know, he's like, what do you mean, do? What are we gonna do here at this point? So, you know, hearing that in my mind, obviously, you know, getting that second place position is priority number 1, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So right now, trying to take out 628, seeing them pass them up is that priority. And since 628 Alpha 7 is so close, that is going to be the deal for them. So I'm not surprised we just don't see them go for nutty eliminations to try to catch first place. It's too risky.
Yeah, definitely. When it comes to the money that is still on the line for second place, it's very important. Twisted Minds, they're going to start making some move through the south here. Already, they're kind of passing Falcons. They're already knocked. Big spray coming out from the up. Will be able to take one down very, very swiftly. That's a good start, but reinforcing shots come in, and 6 knocks him.
Falcon punch. Oh, Falcon dodge. Wow, barely dodging. Oh, he does it again. And he is weaving and hopping with the hot jukes right there. Unfortunately, they do or cool down as Easy picks them up. So, yeah, Team Falcon, some nice moves, but, you know, not able to pull it out.
Is that why you're called Hot Jukes?
That is exactly why.
Because you're able to dodge things really impressively?
In-game.
There you go. In-game.
In-game.
But not out-game?
In-game.
Okay, in-game.
That's right.
In-game. We got Twisted Minds also moving on with Crypto, trying to get towards rejects here, and realizing actually there's just too many angles that he's being hit from, so has to move away.
Yeah, Reject Tokyo trying to hold down this quarry area. And you can see some big rotations coming out, especially from a team like DRS, all the way up the side. They're in 11th place, trying to climb up the leaderboards, but they're going to be running into some major teams. Meanwhile, keep an eye on Twisted Minds, all the way down in 14th place. Yeah, at a certain point, they know that it's pretty much done and dusted here, but how much more money can they grab? That's always the question.
That is definitely so. Rules has found himself a little spot in these fields. He's going to have to wait until Kitsune comes along across this hillside. I think he might have seen him on Hillbug there, but, you know, whatever. And he'll be moving on away and rendezvousing with the rest of Gladiators.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and take it. You see Kitsune was hanging out there on that radio tower up top for a little while, just in case. Next zone does go on up.
Ooh.
We're going to see a northern shift. Is he going to go down to Alpha 7? You know that they want that. Meanwhile, we're taking a look here as Vampire down to 2 players.
Okay.
It does center up.
I'm very surprised that 628 hasn't taken or at least scouted out the hillside east of them that I was talking about earlier. Nobody's there at the moment, though there is Infinity IQ south of it, but that location overlooking the field south of Gatka is extremely strong.
So strong.
I'm surprised nobody's there, Hot Jukes.
I am double surprised. I think they think it's already taken. We're seeing Reject Tokyo with the full send, and they are going to be able to secure it. for free. Meanwhile, InfinityIQ are just a little bit further south by that, right by the Wizard Tower, which is a good spot, but I honestly, Reject Tokyo's Hill is the place to be. You'll see how well it does for them because it looks like Vampire have the same idea.
I set on it here, but look at Ravenclaw's on such low health, and also his car is smoking. You got to get out of there, move away fast, blow it up yourself, use it as cover, and get healed up, man. But yeah, so Vampire, it's all salvage here for Ravenclaw. He can exist down here for a little while, but it depends on the angles.
He's a Vampire player. Those guys,
they're invisible.
Those guys turn invisible. It's so crazy, and I will not be surprised if we see Ravenclaw survive for a ridiculous amount of time here. But we'll see though.
Let's see. He's throwing down smoke, so he's really kind of drawing attention to exactly his position.
Yep. That is basically a hello. I'm right over here.
Throw the nade here.
Throw the nade here, please. As we see this next zone about to pop. Where's the zone going to go? That's going to be the question. Alpha 7, you can see them right there on the bottom left of your map. Going to be creeping in here in a second, but it's a big battle right here between Gladiators and Box Gaming. Two teams very close together on the leaderboards.
Charging up the nades across this little ridge that they both find themselves on. Box taking a bit of damage against it. Doesn't go quite far enough. Just a little bit overcooked that nade. As Kitsune's going to lob another one as well. The Boxers, the rest of them have fanned out. They realized that they were way too vulnerable to nades, so they did take alternate angles and alternate locations. Very important. Good one to start things off against Matic.
Duck with a beautiful nade on the Matic. That's going to open up the fight. We're going to see some pressure being applied from Box Gaming. I think we will, especially as if a knock does come down. McHugh, though, with that huge off angle, picks up 2 players for Box Gaming. Gladiators with a big comeback. Oh, the drive up, Kitsune. Does spot him out. Oh, Duck's in trouble. Duck. Goose, baby.
He's gone. He's gone. Meku, man, he put in a shift and a half there. As Fox is still here, though. Meku's going to have to run away for a moment.
Meku Shark goes down to Duck, and now he's going to get thirsted as well. Good job. Confirm that point. Kitsune coming for the run, and he's going to go ahead and hop on out. He does get hit in the process. Got to hit these shots against Meku. Cannot make a mistake here. Great shots. Beautifully done from Kitsune, but man, Gladiators lose 2 in the process.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, as much as Meku's already had 4 eliminations this game, surprised he committed as hard as he did for that complete send forwards without the reinforcements of his boys here, trying to move it forward. Twisted Minds, though, meanwhile, going to smoke up the road down towards the south. Circle's going to be popping pretty soon, and this will give us a really decent indication of how this is going to go. Either it prioritizes a lot of the fields on the east, which is deadly, or we get the hill still in play.
If it goes towards Alter Ego, this is going to be a disgusting finish.
It's a really strong compound.
That is... Oh my
it's the
gosh.
fields.
It's literally could not be more dead center fields. Folks, right there where Ravenclaw is on down, it is nothing but wide open field. It is going to be a crazy battle, but let's see who's going to win this one. As Top with a nice bounce nade. The bank is open onto Fabian. Forrest trying to catch some angles, but Top isn't done yet. Is he going to be able to get this first nade off? It's going to be close. He's going to be able to get it off at the last second. And he's actually, no! The Papa Blue kicks in just a little too hard.
Tough, and that action's going to run away from this. It cannot save Top. He has to now go to probably a hay bale, maybe try and play for placement, but there are still a lot of angles that teams will have into these fields, especially eventually where teams actually crest that hill from that west side.
628 still alive. Looking to put some big points on the board. 628 with 2 eliminations, Alpha 7 with 1. Again, like I said, gone. Action going down. That is Stalwart Esports eliminated. That's going to give a lot of breathing room for those teams above them. But like I mentioned, for those teams, if they even want to have a chance of catching that man right there on the bottom right, 20 elimination chicken dinner needs to start right now.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I like what we just saw also from Fireflux. Here's a replay of the Box versus Gladiator situation, but let me talk about the Fireflux moment there that they crash into action. If you see one buggy in the field and you are just 2 guys in a buggy rolling on forwards, generally, it's just going to be one dude laid down, especially if you were able to see it happen. So the fact that you do that, you set yourself up a little bit of an extra car fort to dislodge them the way you do here. Fireflux played that well and understands the situation in the middle.
Yeah, 628 though, man. Oh, they're understanding that they're going to have to do this with 3 players because Steez goes down. That's a tough loss for them. This is that Wizard Tower I was talking about a little bit earlier as Invitational is having defended against Twisted Minds. They did kind of a split push here, not a full commit from Twisted Mind. I'm surprised to see that. And because of that, they're going to get picked apart little by little. Oh, but here comes Alpha 7 with the third party.
Cresting the hill here, very important now as they understand that this fight is in the thick of things. And so many people are knocked here from Infinity IQ. It could be an easy cleanup. They really want to thread the needle when it comes to some of these explosives.
Oh!
Will already take out the guys outside, but didn't quite put the pressure on against them inside. 628 is pushing on this position.
Carrillo, Alpha 7 with 2 eliminations, 628 pressing up on here. Gladiators going out here. That's going to be a tough loss for them. Let's see if Carrillo can hit this nade. It looks good. Meanwhile, Infinity IQ still surviving it. Third parties, though, here they come. DRS with some nice knocks onto. Oh, what a nade from Twisted Minds on a Carrillo.
DRS crashing on down here against Rejects. They had this hillside for a little bit of time, but they took the valley and will get absolutely obliterated by the S12Ks of DRS. Very, very nice dislodging there by DRS. They need to either take the high ground or think about what's in the fields.
Man, Huiga is doing work right now for his team, trying to keep Infinity IQ alive. Meanwhile, 628 Sudan with this angle, that nade, it looks real good. And it eliminates Alpha 7 off the board. Goodbye.
That's really, really important for these two teams going head-to-head. Meanwhile, the circle did shift south. There is still a little bit of that high ground in play for some of these teams to try and work with, wrestle with. But beyond that, it's all field, Hot Jukes.
All field indeed, with 628 only getting 4 limbs and 1 player up. Oh, Vampire is jumping for joy. Meanwhile, we still have a team like Alter Ego with 80 points on the board. This is their chance to even jump up to 4th place and dislodge Gladiators.
And in that compound, I don't know if they have vehicles still available to them, but there is great positions to cover vehicles in that compound. So there is very high likelihood, we haven't looked at them for a while, that they do still have vehicles. They could set up a car fort in the middle of these fields and play it slow.
Tough to see Reject Tokyo getting to this place early and losing out so bad. One of their top damage dealers was one of their players, but they ended up getting wiped by DRS. Yep, they're going to go ahead and start looting those boxes once again. Meanwhile, Deep Plus Kia out of here. They are eliminated in 9th place. 8 teams still remaining. Infinity IQ, man, they have done a great job of holding this Wizard Tower with 2 players.
Yeah, Kit's actually trying to flex out a little bit from the 2 boogies that they had and throwing down this smoke. Maybe he got himself a hay bale or something like that. Just trying to separate up the 1-1, but already knocked by Infinity IQ. So they still have a great line of sight on where Fireflux is.
It's okay. Last one up for Fireflux. He's not going to be able to make it to his teammate here. So it's just him trying to throw on some smokes. Man, Infinity IQ doing a great job of applying the pressure. They got to watch their backs, though, because here comes Sunan crawling little by little up to them.
Sneaky. Well, one thing's for sure, they're not going to be getting the 20-limb chicken dinners, right? So for Vampire, they might be still safe. I mean, Ravenclaw's still alive, so he's getting into the placement points here, which is always decent for them. The big fight that's brewing for me is Alter Ego and eventually Tiamba. Even though they're split 1-3 right now, Tiamba's been popping off, man. They've got themselves 8 eliminations to their name, and it's about time they've been pop off.
Well, Alter Ego needs to pop off here because this is their chance, right? They can make one of the biggest jumps on this leaderboard that we have seen all tournament, from 8th place to 4th, if they can finish this strong. So they are currently sitting with 3 players up. One is knocked. Sunan still creeping and crawling. I think he is opting to just kind of play it a little bit safe as he hides behind this buggy. Does he spot one of the players from DRS? I think he saw something. Uh-oh, Yante actually caught him out. And that is going to hurt. Sunan has to be real careful. This buggy's about to explode.
Yeah, he's got to run.
Oh.
He gets to the rock. Wow. Okay, so actually this might tip off Infinity IQ that he was there. Up until the point where they start shooting in this direction, I don't think Infinity IQ realized Sunan was up here. They were looking all the way into the fields, kind of not really scared about their backs, but now they might be a little bit.
Oh, Rules, he tries to roll up to Ravenclaw, and somehow Vampire still puts up points, and it's on to DRS.
Yeah, he's still keeping an eye squarely on DRS. All you have to do is watch them here for the moment. There are teams that eventually may end up shooting you from the back here. The circle shifts towards Twisted Minds. and Vampire. Infinity IQ has an opportunity to also transition down, but DRS now is taking casualties in the field. Alter Ego very much so wanting to dislodge them and try and eventually maybe rotate down from there.
Ravenclaw getting more points on the board. I told you, this guy can flip the invisibility button and just survive. It is unprecedented, the skill that this team has.
DRS got to be aware they're still open from this angle here.
Yeah, to the monster that is Ravenclaw.
Yes. And doing a lot for the team, despite usually being the scout, usually kind of the eyes in the sky, as it were. The rest usually being the fraggers. But here comes Tiamba, now moving up slowly, trying to get themselves still more car coverage wherever they can.
Okay, Infinity IQ looking to put some points on the board, trying to launch themselves out of last place. This is one of the best games I've seen from them, and they're doing it with 2 players. Over. He's got the car 98.
Oh, yes.
He's got his eyes on. You do not want to peek this man.
He's going to hit something, I promise you. Oh, he's got a suppressor as well. Lovely sound, lovely sound.
Bust it back out. Over. Oh, don't peek, Kai. You don't want to peek for too long because Over is looking right over in this direction. Nice shots.
Nice. Ket actually being able to get back together here with Soul K. Very important here for them to try and still get this going. They are outside the circle, so eventually they're going to have to try and crawl in, which might mean their demise once they actually have to go for that.
Why do I have a feeling Vampire's going to win this?
No. There's...
I'm telling you.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, let's see if Crazy is in the cards here. It's Alter Ego.
Salty Amber, man.
Wow. Unable to get it done as we see Killer YT fully standing up.
Nice.
Ravenclaw. Nom. Eating up more eliminations for his squad. Why not?
And why not? Why not indeed here? Ketch actually taking some long-range shots in the distance, is able to almost eliminate Infinity IQ. They're gone out, actually, but it's all about Tiamba. If Tiamba's able to lock down a decent chunk of this field and not fall to everybody, Alter Ego is down as well. Fireflux has done such a great job of being able to lock down their portion of these fields.
Yes, they have. And we're going to see Ravenclaw throw out all the nades he's got. 1, 2. Here comes a offensive smoke as well. Another nade. He threw out all the utility to try and dislodge Tiamba. And YDD does peek it out and finally takes out Ravenclaw. So who is going to be your winners? Tiamba or Fireflux? Tiamba looking unstoppable here.
Definitely, because they have the room completely. They can stand up in these fields. They know they're up only against 1 or 2 players, as one has already gone down, and this way they can take all the angles they want. It is free pickings here for Tiamba.
Let's see what Tiamba could do as they are pressing up now. Here comes the vehicle. They're about to run over Soul K, barely missing him. There comes the pop out at Tiamba with a beautiful chicken dinner.
Impressive stuff to be able to get that. They were actually in a complete battle on this eastern side here.